Vice-President Hamid Ansari's pitch for reformation action for Muslims has sparked off a massive row. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad has slammed the Vice-President for his statement. Lashing out at Ansari, the right-wing organization has alleged that the Vice-President's statement was political and communal, that it did not befit the dignity of his office. Speaking at the inauguration of the All India Majlis Mushwarat Golden Jubilee in Delhi, Hamid Ansari yesterday said that affirmative action for Muslims was prerequisite for fulfilling the mission of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Ansari also called on the government to correct the deprivation, exclusion and discrimination faced by Muslims.
In 2006 में सच्चर कमेटी रिपोर्ट ने इसे सरकारी तौर पर अंजाम दिया। इस रिपोर्ट ने बाज़ हलकों की तरफ से फैलाई गई मखसूस सियासी गलत बयानियों को खामोश कर दिया और यह साबित कर दिया कि मुतअद्दिद माशी मज़ाहिर के एतबार से मुसलमान सियासी, माशी, समाजी सतह के हाशिए पर हैं और उनकी औसत हालत मुल्क के तारीखी तौर पर तस्लीम शुदा पसमानदा तरीन आबादी यानी SC/ST के मुमस्सिल बल्कि उनसे भी अबतर है। सबका साथ सबका विकास का सरकारी नस्बुलैन काबिल सताइश है। इसके लिए अव्वलीन शर्त यह है कि हस्ब ज़रूरत इस्बाती इक़दाम उठाए जाएं ताकि एक मुश्तरका नक्ता आगाज़ और मतलूबा रफ्तार से सब में शाना बशाना चलने की सलाहियत को यकीनी बनाया जा सके। इस सलाहियत को इनफरादी, समाजी और हुकूमती सतह के इक़दामात के जरिए पैदा करना होगा जो ज़मीनी सतह पर कामयाब हो सकें।
While appreciating the Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, he has also said that it is the duty of the government to see that the inclusive growth is there for all the persons. He very extensively quoted Sachar committee wherein it has been said that the Muslims have lagged behind in all spheres of life and they are at the lowest ebb. So yes, on one hand it is the duty of the community, but at the other hand, being the state, it is the responsibility. And now when Modi ji has given a slogan of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, so Sabka Vikas means that every community has to be included, and Muslim being the second largest majority of the country, if they are lagging behind, so it is not good for the health of the country also.
It's quite correct. I think I would accept and welcome the statement of the Vice President. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, this is a statement in which until and unless the most backward and the marginalized communities don't come in national mainstream and national activities, this slogan cannot be said to come to fruition. India has been an excellent case of affirmative action, whether it has been for scheduled tribes or scheduled castes, and its positive effects on both those communities has given fruit. Even in the OBC case, affirmative action has been something that has shown to have had great advantages. India has led the world in affirmative action, so I think if there are still communities left that need affirmative action, I think it should be welcomed.
उन्होंने क्या कहा है और किस संदर्भ में कहा है, इस बात को समझना चाहिए पहले।
There is a need for appropriate affirmative action which can help Muslims to overcome their miserable plight, because access to education, access to employment is an issue for majority of Muslims, particularly the Muslim women, and there must be adequate consensus, as the Vice President has pointed out, on all these matters, and we should strive for building an inclusive society.
I'd like to cut across to our consulting editor, Rajdeep Sardesai, is on the phone line with us. Rajdeep, this is not the first time that the Vice President's allegiance has been questioned, especially by right-wingers. What was so communal in what he said?
I really don't see what was so communal. If you look at the context in which he has spoken and the other things that he has spoken about, the siege mentality of the community and how it needs to move beyond that, I thought it was a far-sighted speech, and he was referring to the context of affirmative action, which is often spoken of in the course of public debate, the need to create some kind of a level playing field, and this has been particularly so in the context of the aftermath of the Sachar report, which had pointed out the social and economic conditions of the Muslims being well beyond other communities. Now, I don't see what was communal about what the Vice President said, but clearly he's become a soft target. If you recall, he was targeted during the Yoga Day celebrations, and it was done based on complete miscommunication. And now he's being targeted simply because at the end of the day, he is a soft target perhaps for groups who wish to make their political points by using Hamid Ansari's name.
You know, Rajdeep, you're right, because if you look at it right from even the Republic Day celebrations where he was questioned about not saluting, where protocol demand that he not do so, why is it that Hamid Ansari repeatedly has come to be such a soft target?
I think there are 3 reasons. Hamid Ansari, A, is an appointee of the previous UPA government. B, the fact is that Hamid Ansari is seen by a section of the right-wing establishment as someone who belongs, as I said, to the previous establishment. He is also seen as someone, perhaps as an Indian Muslim who needs to prove his Indianness before the right wing at constant intervals. They've often done this, and it's not surprising that they've singled him out yet again, because, as I said, I think they would like someone like Hamid Ansari to almost shed his Muslim identity completely, something that Hamid Ansari has been unwilling to do. He attends a function of a Muslim group, and he makes certain important political points to that group. I don't see what is communal about that, but because he does that, I think because he doesn't shed his Muslim identity, therefore he has become a soft target for these groups who would like someone like Hamid Ansari to completely almost distance himself from his own community.
Appreciate you joining us, Rajdeep. Thank you. We're going to move on right now in the bulletin. We're going to keep trying and getting more political reactions. I believe we do have some reactions coming in, and my colleague Maha Siddiqui is joining us for more. Maha, what are you picking up?
Well, Preeti, it was expected that this issue will become, a hot potato for a lot of political parties to come out and make statements, and it has exactly turned out like that, with the VHP coming out and in fact terming it as communal, whatever Hamid Ansari has said. Now, if you actually scrutinize what he said very closely, apart from the fact that he says that sabka haath, sabka vikas, and that the government should be taking the minority community, should be making their schemes more inclusive, he has also pointed out the follies and put the onus on the community itself. You know, he has said that despite knowing the fact that there are shortcomings that the community is dealing with, there has been little effort by the community itself to pull itself out of the situation and to uplift itself. So apart from just not criticizing, but at least trying to indicate to the government that it needs to take more affirmative action as far as the community is concerned, he also puts the onus on the minority community itself, asking it to look inwards. So even though he's tried to strike that balance in his speech, it has become a means of now some political parties coming out in favor of what he has said. We've clearly seen the Congress do that, as well as the left, but also some other right-wing groups coming and saying that this is not the way perhaps that the Vice President should be voicing his opinion about a certain community.